Joyboy's maximum conqueror's blast, which is so busted that in one shot it sent 4 Gorosei members packing. All those punches from Gear 5 Luffy didn't even leave a dent on these fools, but Joyboy's haki did. So how is this even possible? Is it the concentration of willpower, or is this some type of a new haki altogether? Because you know that conqueror's haki glare Shanks gave Green Bull in Wano, and how everyone was glazing him for exerting his haki miles away? Well, Joyboy's haki even bent over Imu all the way back in Marie Joie.
What did he say?
The giant robot starts yapping, apologizing to Joyboy as he realizes that it's not his Joyboy, but Luffy with the same power as him that reminded bro of his old friend, saying that he knows he can't possibly be alive anymore, and the reason he's sorry is because he couldn't make Joyboy king. Then the robot turns to Luffy and asks for his name, to which Luffy replies in his classic, "I'm Monkey D. Luffy, the man who'll become the Pirate King," which instantly brings the robot to focus on Luffy's D.
Keep that freaky shit on your page or my uncle.
Apparently, hundreds of years ago, Joyboy and Emeth sat together and discussed the future. And while he's still in silhouette form, we finally get a better look at Joyboy. Naturally, he's wearing the classic straw hat, but he also seems to have a peg leg. We know Oda always saves these iconic pirate features for important characters, but this is really the first time we've seen one reused, like with Zeph, right? Anyway, let me know in the comments below. It's very likely that Joyboy is also the pirate with the eye patch, which Oda has said would be dawned on by a very important character at the final phase of the manga. However, there is one more possibility that would explain the appearance of Joyboy and even why he hadn't become king. That is to do with Joyboy being a cyborg or a robot himself. Because if we go back to chapter 30 of One Piece, the cover page there has Zoro, Nami, and Luffy in a robotic body. Pay attention to Nami here. Doesn't her appearance sort of match Joyboy's? And even Nami's original design was supposed to give her a robotic hand and leg similar to what we see with Joyboy. And I'll get into why that's more significant with the knot that was tied on Emeth, which possessed Joyboy's haki. So what if the ancient kingdom where Joyboy is from, which is said to be super advanced scientifically, was actually ruled by androids or automatas like we see in the moon? At first glance, humans would see them as nothing but tools or toys with no real will, but of course, we have seen time and time again in One Piece that inanimate objects develop wills and even emotions, like Mary or the swords in Enma. Similarly, Joyboy and his kin could have been persecuted against by the people allied with the Gorosei, because their thinking was same as Kobe's first thought of Luffy's dream being to make the whole world kneel down to him. The 20 allied kingdoms believed Joyboy's claim of becoming king to mean the ancient kingdom wished to subjugate everyone else with their advanced technology. So a war broke out against the villain Joyboy, when in reality he simply wanted to be a king who was the freest of them all. This concept even lines up with one of the major themes of identity that is present in Egghead, with the satellites of Vegapunk, or especially Stussy, who has been gripping... Huh? Especially Stussy, who has been griping with what it means to be a human for the last few chapters. That's why one of the main goals of the Gorosei is to wipe out every race that could pose a problem for them due to their inhuman strength or knowledge, like the Buccaneers, Lunarians, or even the Minks. These are all races more physically capable than humans, so what if, just like the villain Joyboy, they want to take over the world too? Or the more likely thing here is actually that the meeting between Emeth and Joyboy simply happened after the war was over, and Joyboy got heavily injured during the war, leading him to gain all these features like a peg leg, a eye patch, and like a robotic hand. But come on, Robot Joyboy just sounds way cooler, right?
Goddamn right.
Finally, Joyboy tells Emeth that he will compress his most powerful haki and seal it within Emeth's body, saying that he will know when the time is right to use it because there will be people that Emeth wants to protect who are in danger. When that time comes, he can unleash all that haki sealed within him, and this way, even if Joyboy isn't alive, he will still be able to protect his friend at least one more time in the future. The words saying he will know when the time is right is quite interesting here, because from the poneglyph letters Joyboy scattered all across the world to the Sea King's prophecy of the two sovereigns meeting, and especially Toki showing up in the future, smells like there was a friend of Joyboy specifically present in the Void Century, like Madame Shirley, who gave out predictions for the future, guiding Joyboy's actions, which has resulted in Emeth having a store of his haki, which is the only reason for the next Joyboy and the Straw Hats to be able to escape away from the Gorosei to bring the dawn. Because why didn't Emeth use this haki knot when he scaled the red line 200 years ago? Bro is only using it right now because Luffy reminds him of Joyboy, which was part of the grand plan. Also, to release this haki, the giant pulls on a rope from inside its body, which snaps the knot tied to it, and with a crack, giant black bolts of Conqueror's Haki lightning come from the robot, knocking out the vast majority of the marines in the area while also blowing away the Gorosei and reverting them back to their human forms, forcing them to return back to Marie Schwab. Furthermore, it's almost like Joyboy's Haki nullified the devil fruit power similar to Blackbeard's Yami Yami no Mi, which could be a hint towards how Luffy himself will surmount Blackbeard, who will be able to turn off our boy's imagination powers, leading to both Luffy and Blackbeard not using their devil fruit powers and instead just throwing hands, which of course Luffy will have a genetic advantage in, as you know, he is the grandson of the Garp the Fist. But the crazier part here is how the Gorosei got yeeted back to Marie Schwab, which is because they used a devil fruit powered summoning circle to teleport there in the first place, thanks to Imu-sama, as Saturn, who came to Egghead physically, isn't sent back alongside the other four. This is clearly not teleportation. It's more like when a devil is summoned from hell. Usually they have to complete a task or do something to make the summoning permanent, otherwise once the circle is broken they are sent back. So Joyboy's 800-year-old haki was strong enough to break Imu's summoning, which bro is absolutely livid about, as he is on his knees cursing at Joyboy, already in position after the back shot from his 800-year-old op.
Pause.
Also, my guy Zunisha was definitely listening to this convo between Joyboy and Emeth, because that big blocky land Joyboy is standing on is Zo. Now the thing that's more insane is Joyboy's haki being so strong it even affected Imu hundreds of miles away due to his connection with the Gorosei. This thing was tied to a knot for 800 years and managed to split the sky. Imagine Joyboy channeling this shit in person. He was truly in a different league. We even got another hint towards Emeth's role in Joyboy's crew with the signature X marking on his hand, which is again strengthening the idea that Luffy is following the same pattern of recruiting individuals with similar wills to Joyboy's OG crew, and the robot was probably the doctor in their group, as that X on his arm matches up with Chopper's own X on his hat. But Imu has every reason to be upset here, because now the Sunny and the giant ship are free to sail away uninterrupted. And speaking of the Sunny, on board there might be a character you are familiar with. Nami, orange hair, big titties, you can't miss her.
You naughty, naughty.